Hello and welcome to Matt's Mosh Pit. And today I am joined by the one and only, I'd say legendary, Nanowar of Steel. And today we have Gato. I'm going to say Gato
Yep.
Pincheri's 666. Is that the full first and last name?
You can just say Gatso or you can say Bismillah Rahman Rahim Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, whatever you prefer.
Okay, cool.
Well, you can choose one of the two.
I'll stick with Gato here.
Okay, okay.
And then
I was
Mohammed.
trying to make it easy for you, but
Oh no, I can barely speak English. That's the tough part is I deal with a lot of music from all over the world. And unfortunately, like a lot of my viewers speak multiple languages, and I feel like the dumbest person ever because I barely speak English. It's just weird that I make videos. Anyway,
That's the way.
exactly. And so, yeah, we're also joined by Mohammed Abdul. Just
Yeah.
Abdul or Mohammed? Which one should we go for?
Well, it would be fine Abdul, but you can also
Okay.
choose as, for example, meow. That's
Okay, fair enough. Just to make it easier since I can't pronounce anything.
yeah.
Awesome. So you guys hit my radar a couple years ago, which it was the coolest thing in the world. I was reaching out to my audience asking for Christmas songs. And so I'm stuck with the normal American basic Christmas songs that we get every single year. So I was like, what is out there that I should know about? And one of my longtime viewers wrote in and said, Christmas doesn't begin unless I've heard Valhallelujah. And so I immediately was like, I need to check this out. And I have forever been changed by that song. So it's a true honor to, have you guys on the channel with me. It's just super cool. And through that, I was able to go and actually see you guys in 2024 at the Toy Boys from Hell tour, and I stole a set list, so I probably owe somebody money somewhere, but um, just wanted
don't
to
worry.
give a little bit
We'll
of
send you our link. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You can pay whenever you want.
okay, cool.
That was
If,
the important part of the interview, money. Yeah,
yes, there you go.
the
If it
payment
helps, I
part.
did buy a shirt, so it counts. Buying
Okay.
merch
Yeah.
works.
Still.
Awesome. I've seen, a lot of the popular videos and whatnot, and I kind of wanted to get an idea of more your background for my American audience, as far for people who've never seen you guys before. How did you guys get started?
So we got started in the past, and we are moving towards the future. This
Okay.
is the bottom line. The long story, very short. We can expand on this, but I think Valerio is the best person. He's very good at expanding on silly ideas I throw around.
Yes, I am good on expanding things in general, but this does not apply to ideas. So I just can expand physical parts of the body, but I don't want to do it right now. So
Fair enough.
However, yeah, we started just by having fun together, and the whole thing got really quick out of control. That's
Mhm.
basically what happened, and it kept on getting out of control for years and years, and here we are.
Fair,
That's the point.
fair enough. Speaking of out of control, and I was kind of curious to see if you guys got contacted, but I was watching the Winter Olympics and like I was watching the opening ceremony and I was waiting for you guys to have like your Gojira moment, but I didn't see you guys. So I was kind of wondering, like, did you guys get contacted by the Italian representative?
No, you have to write to our president, Sergio Mattarella, and ask him why, because we were expecting that too,
But
but
we
nobody.
we have been invited, to be honest, but we were on tour. The Olympics started while we were on tour. We were doing our Motoculture across Europe tour this winter.
Okay. That makes
So
sense.
just because of that, otherwise would have been like I like skiing. I would have really liked to play while skiing and getting.
Mhm.
I don't think any band did that. Maybe they have good reason, but just imagine the drum set going downhill and the
Mhm.
drummer playing the drum set and try not to fall like under a cliff.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
I
I
think it'd
think
be
that
fantastic.
Americans in this Olympic has had quite an example of what can happen if you do it wrong. So
Yeah.
Awesome. So, one of the things, and this might be more of an American thing, but when kids go to their or tell their families that they're going to be musicians, they usually kind of cringe. Then when they tell their families they're going to be comedians, they also tend to cringe. I can't imagine what it would be like to tell your family you're going to be comedic musicians. How did your families take it?
uh,
It was probably easier than coming out of the closet. Uh, but my family, I mean, actually, I am lucky because I can disguise, and Valeria as well, actually. So we have like normal, regular jobs.
Hmm.
So we are sort of the Batman of music because during the day we are trying to we have our regular daytime jobs and do normal stuff, and in the night we try to rescue the world by instead of like saving the world from criminals, we
Hmm.
save it from not funny music, and we put funny music around. So that's this is why we are the Batmans of the
Awesome.
music, yeah, the metals here. I don't know if Valerie agrees, but
I agree. I just want to add that I mean, we were at the beginning. I didn't tell exactly what we were doing to my parents. They knew something. They had an idea, but they knew that we were just playing metal with random words and making fun of bands like
Mhm.
Manowar, but whatever. And the epiphanic moment came when we were playing in a concert in Rome, and I invited my parents and their friends, and somebody of us was holding a giant Tampax on stage, and then I watched my parents. Then I say, okay, now you got it. So this was the moment. But at the end of the show, they were happy.
Mhm. Awesome.
Yeah, let's say that.
And so when it comes to writing the music and just being like, I usually ask, the bands, is it the music that comes first and the lyrics? But in you guys' case, it's probably what is it, the idea beat first and then the music and then the lyrics? Like, how does that work with you guys?
yeah,
Yes,
it's probably the
basically,
idea. Yeah.
yeah, it's the overall idea of the song
Mhm.
that if it's fine, something clicks in our mind, and then we try to put the idea in the better shape possible, and then we write a song out of that.
Okay, so somebody came to the group and said, I had this idea of dating a gargoyle. Um,
Yeah.
and then somebody just goes, "Oh, I've got music that works with that."
It was a little bit
Yeah.
different. Actually, it was Valeria's idea in that case. I remember he wanted to do something like, "Oh, let's do a song about someone dating somebody." Like it was like you remember that it was like
I remember
yeah.
I had this experience actually because I went to at the time my wife, now at the time she was my girlfriend, she was living in she was for studying in Dublin, so I went to meet her, and then we met at the airport, and a taxi brought us to the hotel, and I was talking with the taxi driver a lot, and he was telling that he loved Italy. He's been there a lot of time with his partner, whatever. So I asked him, okay, so what's her name? And he said something like, David, it's a boy, something like that. And so I said, oh, we should make a song about that. And at the beginning, the song was something like, and then I noticed that her name was Walter or whatever,
Mhm.
but we thought it was too basic.
Mhm.
And so we switched on our natural environment, that it's the fantasy environment that
Mhm.
fit a little bit better with the joke. and so that became Walter became, or David became a gargoyle.
Also because we already wrote a song about the topic. Surprise Love is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
about Walter, but it's an older song. So when we thought these
Yeah.
kind of things were funny, now we don't think anything is funny anymore.
And I noticed Mr. Baffo is online as well, but he's muted. So I don't know if
Hi, Baffo.
those gonna comment.
Yes, I'm here, but
Hey.
I'm stuck with the flu, so I maybe I will annoy you. I don't know.
Oh no, not at
In
all. I don't get
in
offended by anything.
okay, I'm in.
Okay, cool. I just want
Sorry.
all good.
Oh, I got it from you. Now I'm also sick.
No, no. Sorry, man.
No, it's all good. I wanted to comment. I love your voice. Anytime
You
that
you mean now? You mean now, or when I got the flu, or
no,
normally?
no,
When you take
now.
the
Now.
it's very sensitive. Yeah.
Like you don't know how many times,
Oh,
like I said, Gargoyle is my favorite song that you guys
oh.
do. So it's stuck in my, like I have your voice in my head all the time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So now
I'm a little bit shy now.
now I have the flu version of it. Um
Yeah,
so I also
I can sing it for you.
one of my longtime viewers who turned me on to you guys, she basically said you have to ask how you guys created Norwegian reggaeton. Like, what was the story behind that?
Well, so the original idea was to do something like some song against reggaeton,
Mhm.
because something I don't know, we wanted to make like a metal anthem against the reggaeton, but then we found out that it was better to embrace our enemy.
Mhm.
And there was an intermediate idea of making like the Swedish reggaeton thing. And that was Valeria's idea. And then I think at some point we said, okay, why don't we make it Norwegian? Because like Norwegian black metal is more iconic and it's probably it's gonna work better. And we said,
They had more
okay,
murders.
yeah, it's funnier to talk about murders. I think it's a good selling point.
Well, that leads me to the next question, actually. So, what I love about you guys is the fact that you're not exactly, parodying like one specific song, kind of like a Weird Al Yankovic type of thing. You guys are like taking the style of a particular, movement or a particular band. So when you're creating, let's say, and you guys have the longest titles known to man, so just bear with me. But I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan. You guys have a lot of Iron Maiden stuff, but Afraid to Shoot Strangers in the Eye of a Stranger in a Strange Land. That song.
That one, yeah.
Do you have to notify them? Like because you're not actually stealing a song. You're not actually doing a song from them. You're just doing a song kind of in tribute. Like, do they have to get notified for that?
Nah, come on. That's like I think plagiarism is the essence of heavy metal. So
Yeah.
every band
But
does it. We do it in a parodic way, so people might get offended, and they do
Mhm.
sometimes. But if you think about it, I mean, after Black Sabbath, I don't know, after the 75 and something, there's very, very few bands that have innovated and invented something. Everything else is like you take ideas here and there and you mix them and you try to put something. But in the end, it's
Mhm.
very hard
and
to.
at least we have been, good enough to change some notes, so the
Yeah.
melodies are not exactly the same. But
We didn't change the words though. The lyrics,
no.
the lyrics are 100% Iron Maiden titles. And
So
songs.
have you like, are they typically in good spirits? Like for the people that you've met that you've done, a similar style song, like I know for Pasadena 1994, Joachim from Sabaton's on that. So I'm assuming he was in good spirits about it. But have you
Yeah.
had some people that are just like, the opposite?
Uh, yes, I mean, it's basically everyone else in the metal scene that's not on our songs, because we try to, we always ask like everyone, we try to get some people on board. And if you don't see them, most of likely it's because they didn't really want to.
And so, and I was kind of curious about that as well. So you guys play like you guys have played some like big festivals and whatnot. What's it like backstage? Because do the bands usually do they keep to themselves, but do they look at you guys as like, possible enemies because you guys might make a song about them, or are they usually pretty cool about it?
No, this never happened actually. Um, because in general, there is this unwritten law that if you hate somebody, you don't tell him. You just go there and say, "Oh, I'm a huge fan of you," and then you do exactly the opposite. We have quite a long experience of that. and but for our experience, actually, talking about some guys that we met and we made parody of. I won't give you the names, but there is a band that we parody quite a lot. It's not the main one because the main one we don't know anything, but maybe maybe they are part of the opposite of the opposite way.
Mhm.
However, we met some big guys. We were parodying them a lot, and that was in the 70K tons of metal when we've been there.
Mhm.
And when we met them, they recognized us before, and they were telling us something like, "Okay, so now we know who you are," just laughing at us.
Yeah.
And since we were just, I mean, we were shaking because we are huge fans. Basically, we are huge fans of all the bands that we parody. And so we had a really short talk and smiling and being quite good together. So
Mhm.
it never happened that somebody comes to us and say, "Oh, you are evil guys and we hate you."
Mhm.
So
And do you have people that come up to you at this stage in the game where they're like, "Can you please do something like to parody us?"
Uh,
no, this
no,
this never happened.
I actually I know somebody that told me personally something like that, but I don't want to say who he is. I mean,
Oh, okay.
he's in a very big band, and there is in the last tour, no, in the first tour in USA, we had a good relationship with that band, and especially the I don't want to say more.
Okay.
I don't want to
I got
give you
it.
all clues. I'm gonna give you too many clues. But anyway, we had this kind of we get close during the tour, and this man in this important band told us, if you do something, if you parody us, it will be amazing because you are
Mhm.
very funny and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I
And
look
we
forward to
we
it.
told him we will.
Just throwing it out there in the works for future music, is there anything along the lines of like maybe parodying like a sleep token type of vibe, since that seems to be pretty popular at the moment with the masks and the auto tune?
There's a problem with sleep token, and I should listen to them first. And I'm not sure I want to do that. I mean, I did that, but I'm not sure I want to repeat the experience.
Hmm. Is there and I guess that kind of leads me to like the next question is, when it comes to comedy specifically, like there's, me personally, I don't get offended by anything, and probably the more brutal, the better in my case. But is there like an off limits that you guys have as a group where it's like, nope, we're not touching that subject, or is it just whatever makes you laugh works?
Yeah.
There are some constraints actually. Um, there are, I mean, on more sensitive stuff, especially for the Italian culture, we do a lot of blasphemy.
Mm,
And so some of us, when it's just plain blasphemy and nothing else moving
mhm.
from that, we don't like that
Okay.
very much. Even if we did blasphemy on Hallelujah, but we try to do it with a little bit more more style than just plain blasphemy and something like that.
Okay.
But in general, we try to be as much flexible as we can. Of course, it depends on the topic and the jokes and whatever. But if the jokes are really funny,
Hmm.
maybe we can be a little bit more permissive. I don't know. It depends. But these are the main limits that we put to ourselves. They're not that huge, actually.
When there will be a Nanowar leak private chat, then you will see the subjects that we laugh at that we don't find. We had that we limited ourselves and we didn't put in the songs because there's a lot of things that we really laugh about, but then
Oh yeah,
Mongolian
of course.
parodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
There are
will be
some.
a-
Yeah, you were talking about things
yeah.
that we are offended to, but
Hmm.
the point is that we have a really high standard of getting offended, so we basically don't get offended about anything.
Hmm.
And if you see our chat, you will find a kind of a nightmare. But we know that some jokes cannot be published because they're too heavy, and so of course we don't put them on the songs. But what we are not getting offended by that because we are the ones that we are making jokes. So
Yeah.
that's I misunderstood your question, but we gave the answer twice.
No. Makes perfect sense. I always think about that, from a comedic perspective, because you're also trying to, in a weird way, appeal to like a broader audience. So there's certain topics that you have to stay away from. And also, I just watched, you guys did a video about your Genghis Khan song. With the Mongolian band Uhai. You guys say it better than I do, but it's Uhai.
Uhai. Yeah.
And,
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Uhai. It's the
and
only easy thing in Mongolian language, I guess, because starting from the band, from the names of the band members of Uhai, it's impossible to pronounce basically. So we just know the name of the band and we had to give them Italian nicknames.
Mhm.
So don't worry, Uhai is fine.
But it was interesting to see how they handled Genghis Khan, based on watching your video. I thought it was fascinating, and I urge my whole audience to check it out because it really is cool to see how the Mongolians feel about your parody on Genghis Khan. It's fantastic.
That was, I mean, I like the reaction, but so I'll tell you this behind the scenes thing. That's that originally we tried to get them on board with the song, so to
Mhm.
go collaborate on the song, but it didn't really. I mean, we didn't. This was before the tour, of course, so we didn't know them personally,
Mhm.
and they didn't really feel comfortable with that. But it's because they were afraid of the backlash that might be in Mongolia, because in Mongolia is a Genghis Khan is a holy figure, so is you cannot really make jokes about him. I
Mhm.
mean, they can on a personal level, but they cannot do it publicly, right? So
Yeah. So,
when
so
we got to meet them, and then we were more comfortable also like making jokes about kind of things, and I mean, they were really cool guys, so they didn't really take it personally, and they had fun. I mean, you've seen the reaction
Mhm.
video, so
Yeah.
we told them, okay, can you just comment on this and tell us? And I think it was cool from our side as well because we learned a lot of things about them as musicians and about Mongolia, and it was fun. I really liked making that video.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And it also lets you know that like if you're going to play in Mongolia, it might not be the best song to play.
We should, I guess. I
But
mean,
we should. We put the anthem, the Mongolian anthem
yeah.
on the song. So maybe they throw us the bottles for the whole song, but during the anthem they stop. So at least.
I
Maybe
think
added a couple
it's
more
good
times.
in Mongolia, as far as we've seen that, and then they told us people are not so fluent in English, so they might just hear the name Genghis Khan and the flag waving and anthem and stuff, and they might be happy about that. Those things, okay. Then the lyrics probably, at
Mhm.
least they might read them, but it will be like after the show, the day after, when we are safe on our travel on our airplane back.
When we are in the graves.
Exactly.
So, and that leads me to your stage show. Like I said, I got to see you guys in 2024 in Baltimore, and it was so fun. because your stage show is it's incredible in the fact that, I never thought I would see a floating IKEA chair, crowd surfing, not IKEA table,
IKEA.
crowd
Yeah.
surfing. And just the overall environment was just super fun, with a chicken running around and all this kind of stuff. When you're creating the songs and like kind of coming up with the set list, how much goes into like, this song is going to play really, really well live, but we've got to come up with some kind of theatrics to go along with it?
We take
it's a,
into account that. So it's something that we discussed a lot. Of course, if there are some very good ideas that are not that appropriate for playing them live, but they are good, we write them anyway. But we all the time ask to ourselves, okay, what about playing this song live? How would it work? Would it be great or not? Or let's try this or that or whatever. So.
And so the other thing is, I can't imagine going to one of your shows and not having a good time. Like I said, it was just such a great time, at the show that I went to. But I can see where, whether it's the humor or people just not know, like if they're going in for the very first time, not knowing what they're expecting. Did you guys have like, I figure your crowds could go either way, where either it's just one big ball of fun, or you go to some locations and where they're not really familiar with the music and whatnot, and they just go complete opposite. Did you guys have to deal with any of that, or is it all been pretty good fun so
it
far?
happened in the past, but I would say in the last, I don't know, 7, 8 years, it didn't happen anymore. I think it's also because maybe it's also because of social media, but now like metal heads are much more into, like sharing memes and making even the big bands. I mean, they share memes about themselves and about their music all the time. I mean, you can see even serious bands do that. Like you see, I don't know, there were videos from the backstage of Mayhem, or I don't know, maybe it wasn't Mayhem, but they were like playing salsa, they were dancing and stuff like with so I think it's much normal now, and everyone makes goes into festivals in a good mood. We had a few years ago, we had a couple of shows and festivals where we played and people were not really expecting that, and they were really, really cold, and there were some that were, heckling and stuff. So, but it was like maybe 15 years ago, something like that. So.
Yeah, you brought up a valid point. I'm always curious about that. There's bands, like Mayhem as an example, to where like social media does them no favors in a weird sort of way, because there used to be an element of fear almost with some of the bands that you would listen to, and then you go see them live and it's like, yeah, they bit the head off of a chicken and all that kind of stuff. And now with social media, you get to see, them tying their shoes backstage, and it's just like, what? Social media is definitely a weird thing, but I guess it helps in your case. People know what they're, getting into. And once again, I highly recommend, if you're out there and you get the opportunity to see these guys live, you absolutely have to go, because it's just so much fun. You guys, just kudos, because the one thing I think people sleep on is the fact that you guys are like really good musicians as well.
Thank you.
And like I said, Mr. Baffo, I've got basically your voice in my head all the time.
So if you gonna be mental, the voice that you're gonna hear is mine.
So what's up for the future? New music? I know you guys just put out the EP, but is there a longer album coming out? Big tour, all that good stuff? Because I know you guys just finished up a tour as well.
Yeah.
We hope both. We're working on both. So yeah. Let's see.
Let's find out.
Okay.
Let's find out.
Cool. Well, you definitely have to come back to America, because I need to see you guys again, and I'm going to steal another set list. This was such a prized possession, because everybody kind of like walked away. It was after the show, and they were telling us you couldn't touch the stage, that kind of thing. It was just sitting there, so I had no choice. So I felt like I got away with something, like a complete caper. But I did figure if I was ever going to talk to you guys, I would confess to it. So I've officially done it.
Yeah.
Thank you for being honest.
And you're pardoned. Yeah.
The check will be in the mail.
Thank you.
But awesome. With that being said, it's just been a true honor to sit down with you guys, and I can't thank you enough for allowing me to do so. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
A
your sweet
pleasure.
words.
Thank you.
Thank you.